Here. All right, here for my DIY people. All right, this is the Jehu Garcia boards, and I can't remember. It's like version 1.2. And at the top, I'm connecting them together. I got these little Veruzen connectors to where you actually pop a top on, and you connect them with these little bars. So these come in handy. So I use it to connect my two 24 volts together to big 48. Now, these back here are not hot, so these are just support. But that really worked out really well to connect them to hold them. So you have one battery. I did it in the front, which in the front, these are actually negative and positive. Okay, so that's connecting these two together to make the 48 volt system. And I did it again on the bottom. It's kind of hard to see. There you go. But I got this little pack of these 4mm legs that come with shorter legs with a hole and then a little bit short one. So I was able to bridge this across with another one of those bands, and it comes out basically the same length as these. So it didn't disturb, the battery as far as putting in a bind or anything. So that's just another connection here to make the 48 volt system. So then I got my ribbons in here, okay, for the balancing. And the ribbons come down. Check this out. I think this is a pretty cool invention. What I done, I connected these connectors. You can buy these things really cheap. I think I got them on Amazon or eBay, one or the other. And always pull out the three, because these right here come with the black, then a red, and then I think that purple is over on this side. So to make them fit in your meters, you need your black on the right side with these tabs sticking up like this. Okay, and your red should be over here. So I pop them out. If you put pressure down right here with something with a point, you can actually cause it, you can pop them out, and then I swap them around, and then of course I hot glue them once they're the way I want. Okay, and that's going to be for my meter. I'm just going to slip some cheap meters on there, and that will be keeping track of the voltage, and you just look at it at a glance. Now, I actually put two on here and spliced them both in, shrink tubing these. And then the second one actually goes to my balancer. Okay, and here's the balancer. And this is a 14S. So the neat thing about this is I took a 14S balancer and I'm balancing two 7S boards. And the way you do that, once you connect them together, it becomes a 48 volt, right? So this is made for 48 volt. Well, 52, around 55, I think maximum. But anyways, this is going to look for that voltage as far as on the ground, and of course on your hots. So your first one, you hook up just like you normally would, which you use your black ground to hook up to the black ground, which is connecting to the first set of wires. Okay, and you see they're kind of crossed, but the very first one is black, which is a ground, and after that everything is red, which goes to a positive on your cells. So the first one, I labeled it 1, and it connects to the first ground, and then the next proceeding, which will be cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, all the way to cell 7, okay? Then you split your other 7 wires, and those come off. See, this is the second set, and they go to the second ribbon that goes to the second stack of 7 cells. The only difference here is you hook them up still the same way, black to black, and then every sequencing the rest of the way across. Okay, so actually it'll see this as number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, but what you do is don't hook up the ground on the second one. Okay, because that creates a dead short. Found out the hard way. So you don't need to ground on the second one, just on the first one. So then the second one, it just needs to see the number 8 cell, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You will hook it up the same, just like this, and then of course your ground is hooked here. Doesn't matter, it's not being used. But I went ahead and wired them into my ribbon the same way, because that way it doesn't matter whether I use this one or if I use this one to hook up to my meter. Okay, I can use either one. You just got to make sure when you hook them to this cable that you match up your reds. Okay, and then they will be pretty much just going to ever positive on each cell in your connection. Okay, and I did these a little bit different. I think I seen Jehu putting them on, and he actually did these, put this on from the bottom side. I actually put mine in from the top. And kind of the reason I did that is because when you put this on this way, it pretty well is matching up with your trays, and it leaves you room underneath for if you blow a fuse, you don't have anything really in the way, and it's really easy to replace those fuse wires that's in the traces. And so I just liked it this way. So you can put them in either direction you want. But anyways, so if you could see right here, the first one is for temperature. And you got P minus, cell 1 through cell 7. And it's got a P plus for the 7th one. But on your second set, you do not want your ground hooked up from your balancer. Okay? What it will do, or what it did on me, it popped this fuse on this negative. Because basically it needs to be connecting to all the positives, which your positive is your negative when it's in series, right? So your positive becomes your negative. But what happened was, if you use your ground, then that's basically a dead short. So then it just burnt that fuse. So it was easy fix. I repaired it, and I can't remember what board it is. I got so many, but this right here works really well. I've already made a smaller pack, charged it up, ran it down, charged it up, ran it down. It won't let it overcharge. It won't let it run it down and run the cells down below, I think it was 3 volts. So at 3 volts, cut off. And of course, the nice thing about it is too, one thing I found out, if you want to match these groups, when you go to, what is it, Repacker, I think it is, repacker.com, where you put in your capacities, okay? So I tried to pick everything that was 2,000 or higher. So most of them was 22. And then I had some that was 21. All right. So you see there's some 21s here in this top one. But when I run it through Repacker, I tried to make sure each group, because I put it in a spreadsheet as well, but to make sure the end capacity on each full group was just within a few hundred milliamps. Okay. So let's say it was 21,000. You know, these are 2001.5. Okay. So this is 10 groups of 7, and it comes out to around 21,000, 22, something like that. But anyways, if you get both those groups within a few hundred, you know, 21,300, 400, and the other one's like, 600, I noticed they seem to stay a lot better balanced when you charge them up and run them down. So, the balancers are going to do its job, protect it from overcharge, protect it from undercharge. But I think if you can balance this up really well, I think it's going to work a lot better. So anyways, I'll load this up, and if you guys got any questions, just hit me up on Facebook or in a group, and I'll try to explain things a little bit better if I didn't do a very good job for you. But this right here is how you can use one BMS